guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video. It's going to be my first rolling pan project update. This is going to be my August update. So I'm going to tell you all the products, how many times I used it this month, and the very exciting part is which goals did I hit. There were two products in specific which I wanted to hit my goal on by this month, and I'm going to tell you whether or not I have done that. And we're also going to have some new additions in this project as well. I don't want to put any restrictions that only if I use something up then I'm going to be able to add new things. A lot of times what happens is that through the course of using things I realize, okay, this is something I should maybe take out, and then this is something I feel like I could add in. And the main thing is to get usage on the products. That is what really matters. So if by adding in something new and removing something existing I'm able to get more uses on my stuff, I'm gonna do that regardless. So without any further ado, let's jump into the project and let's get started. The first thing that I have is my lipsticks. Let's start with that. I have 3 lipsticks in the project, and out of that there were 2 which I just wanted to get uses on. One of them I am currently wearing right now. It's the shade Diana, which is this one right here from Nykaa. Now I got 10 uses on this one, including today as well. Today is the 31st of August while I'm filming it, so it's the last day of the month. I've got all my uses for this month, and today was the 10th time I wore it. Now it's not what I would have expected. I would have expected to get more uses on these, but at the same time I was also having other lipsticks which are also a part of the project, and in general I was wearing other lipsticks apart from the ones which are in the project. So that's the reason why I don't have more than 10 uses, but I think that's still a pretty good number. Out of 31 days, 10 times is pretty good. I also wanted to mention before we start, I was writing down how many times I'm wearing makeup this month, because some months could be like, you know, I am wearing less makeup in general, so obviously individual products will have less uses. This month I wore makeup 25 days out of 31, which was a pretty high number, I would say. So yes, out of those 25 days I wore this specific lipstick 10 times, and we still have ways to go on this. This is how much is left right now. I'm going to obviously insert photos. Like I have not taken the photos yet, but I'm going to take photos of everything after I film this video and insert them either here or here somewhere on the screen so you can actually see. And I'm going to also like measure how many centimeters the bullet is, so that's going to be there. But yes, that is the first product. Moving on to the second product. Now this is one of the products I wanted to use up completely this month, and again I will say that I have done that. I don't know how well you'll be able to see. So if we look from this angle, the lipstick looks like it's completely done. From this angle also it looks like it's completely done, but then from this angle you can see a little bit product can still be seen. Now when I apply this I have to be very careful and angle it in a way, and I can't even like drag it on my lips because the plastic on the other side will basically remove any product which I'm applying. So I'm applying and removing the product at the same time, and that makes the appearance look a little bit patchy. So I just have to like dab this on to get whatever product is remaining on here. I don't have like a spatula or anything to like dig the product out, so I am going to call this one an empty and a successful one, because I did get 4 uses on it this month. I could have used it 1 or 2 times more to, you know, like use up whatever little bit remaining is left. I could just dab it on and use up that remaining part as well. I will probably do that in the upcoming days, but I still wanted to call this complete. I didn't want to wait for another month and like hold on to it, so I'm going to use it in the upcoming week, be done with it. But this month specifically I got 4 uses out of it, which again could have been higher. It could have been like close to 5-6 at least. So yes, I'm going to call that one a success. And then the last lipstick which I have now, my goal was to use this once a week, which is 4 times a month. So even if I'm not using it every single week, I could use it twice in a particular week and still get the 4 uses out of it. But I'm happy to report that I have gotten 4 uses on this lipstick this month. This is the Russian Red. I don't know why I had to look there. I could have just seen the name at the base of the lipstick, but this is Russian Red from MAC. It's a really pretty red shade. It can be a little bit more on the warmer side, so I have to be careful when I'm wearing this. I'm usually going for like a no makeup look, where it's just liner, lipstick, eyeshadow, and then lipstick. I don't always apply blush, etc., because sometimes it can look a little too much, too bold. So maybe that's just not my style. I'm sure some people can rock it, but for me personally, that's how I wear it. And I am glad to let you know that I got my 4 uses on this. I am seeing if I can get more than 4 uses on this in the next month. That would be great, but then again I'll be taking away from other lipsticks which I have in my collection. So now that we're done with Mona Lisa, I could use this a little bit more. So basically just switching back and forth between Diana and Russian Red. I think I can get more uses on Russian Red if I want. So yes, I'm not adding any new lipstick right now in the project. We're just going to stick to these 2. I definitely could, but I'm going to add in some other products apart from lipstick in the project, which I'm going to be focusing on. And for the remaining 4 months of the year, I think I want to focus specifically on these 2 shades and try to get more uses and roll these out of my collection like faster basically. So that's going to be our focus in the month of September and going forward for the rest of the year. Then I have 2 duos. Now these duos are not really duos because I'm just using 1 shade out of the 2, and I'm using the brown in the duos, whether it is the cooler one, which is this one right here, or it is the warmer one, which I'm going to show you as well. Now these I was supposed to write how many times I have used each of them, but then I forgot. So I'm going to request you to excuse me this time around, but from the month of September I'm going to make sure that I'm writing how many times I'm using each of the brown shades, and then we'll be in a better position to see which one is more used and which one we hit our goal on faster. This one I want to use up, and this one I want to at least hit pan on, and then eventually I want to use this up as well, but first we'll aim to hit pan on it. So yes, I have consistently used each of these this month. I just don't know how many times. So I'm going to work on that in September and in the future. So we have that. Then our last 2 makeup products, and then I'll save perfume for the end. Now the blush which I had in the project was this right here from Wet n Wild. It is the Bed of Roses shade. Now this blush I have used actually a lot. I've used this 22 times out of 25 times that I wore makeup, which is pretty damn good. That means the 3 times where I wore makeup, I was probably not wearing a lot of makeup. And that also means that there were some times where I was not wearing blush with my red lipstick, but then other times I was. So yes, that is what it looks like. Now my goal is to hit pan on it, and you can see the pan is close, but it's not anywhere in sight. You can see the rings on this, I think, pretty clearly, but we just don't know where the pan is. My goal is to hit pan on it, and I think it's going to happen. I had written down in my estimate target that I think it could be done either by September or October, so definitely not in August. So let's see how that goes. I'm obviously going to keep this in the project, continue to work on this, and I don't know if you guys are keeping up with my shorts, but I had given myself this challenge, like a fun challenge of sorts, that which product am I going to hit my goal on first. Is it going to be the blush? Do I hit pan on the blush first, or will I use up the lipstick first? Some people said I'll use up the lipstick first, some people said I'll hit pan on the blush first. Let's see what happens. Clearly so far I have not done either, but we're going to keep rolling and we're going to see what happens. Moving on, next I have my bronzer. Now my goal on this is to expand the pan. This is my Marc Jacobs bronzer. Now I am nowhere near it. Like, of course the pan has expanded, but it's not like I expanded to the point that I want it to be. So I written in my estimate target that I want a double pan, but actually I just want to expand the pan to be big enough that there's just a ring of product around the sides, but then there's like a big gaping hole in the middle. That's what my goal is, and I said that could be done by December. Seeing this so far, I think it could happen. I mean, I can see that in the middle the pan is quite thin, and then towards the edges you can still see even like the embossing. So the edges have not been touched, but then the middle is definitely becoming thinner and thinner. So I think we could reach our goal by December, but let's see. This month I reached this 18 times, which is pretty good. Again, like I said, out of the 25 times that I wore makeup, I used this 18 times, which is pretty damn good, I'm gonna say. And one of them was today. By the way, the blush and the bronzer I have used today. So yes, that is for the bronzer. Now the last product, which I have not told you yet, because I wanted to save the best for the last. We have hit our goal on this, which was to finish up this perfume right here. This is Good Girl by Carolina Herrera, and I'm not very sure how well you'll be able to see, but this is completely empty. I had to turn it, twist it around in various different directions to get every last bit of product out, but I cannot see anything in the bottom of this, and I used it 13 times this month to use it up completely, and I am so glad to finally be using it up, because if I'm remembering correctly, I bought this perfume in 2021. I want to say that it was 2020 or 2021. Either of those 2 years. I'll have to probably backtrack in my memory, check and see, but I've had this perfume for 4 or 5 years. So to finally have it done after so long, and this was also not something I was using very often. I almost had reached that point where I was like, I'm done with this perfume. I was not reaching for it at all. I never found the occasion to wear it, and then finally when I made it my signature scent, I feel like I got more familiar with the scent, and I kind of fell in love with it, if I'm going to be completely honest. So well, I was debating to even repurchase this, which is saying a lot for me, because like I said, I was not very much in love with the scent, but using it every single day or using it as my signature scent made me love it even more, and now I'm actually considering repurchasing it. But in the meantime, I'm actually testing out some dupes of this specific fragrance. Those are going to come in the mail, and there are a lot of dupe houses which are actually making dupes of this perfume. So I'm going to try out the dupes before I actually bite the bullet and buy this again. But I'm going to keep the bottle, because this was, I'm pretty sure, my first ever high-end fragrance. So I'm going to definitely keep the bottle for memory's sake, and we'll see if I do end up repurchasing it in the future or not. But yes, I wanted to share that and save the best for the last. So that was all the products I wanted to update you on, how many times I used it in the month of August. Now let's move on to what I'm going to be adding in for the upcoming months. Now everything else which I told you is going to stay in the project. I'm not rolling out anything this time around, but I'm going to still add 2 new things, and surprisingly both of them are perfumes. Now the first one I was already planning on adding in the project. I just wanted to roll out the perfume by Carolina Herrera first, and then I was like, once I'm done with that, I will add this in the project. Not that they're something that I use interchangeably. I actually don't. This perfume I use for a completely different purpose, and let me tell you this, I'm not someone who wears perfume to bed, but this is something I just enjoy using a lot when I'm at home, or maybe like in the evening when I have, you know, freshened up, washed my face, changed into my PJs. I just like spraying this on to relax, unwind, cuddle with myself in my blanket, and just maybe watch some YouTube videos and just chill. This is like my chilling fragrance. This is from the brand, I think, Varen's Street, I want to say, and it's called Shirish Pistache or Pistachio. Now this is a brand which I just randomly found. I think I bought this over a year ago, probably last year during the July sale that Nykaa does. I do remember I had placed like a big order, and this was one of the things that I placed an order for in that specific haul. Now you can see I have not used a lot of this. at all, even though I have worn it quite a few times, but I still have like a very small dent going in this one. So the reason for me to put this in the project pan is that I will be more likely to use it, reach for it, and I also want to see how many more uses I can get on this in my tracking of perfumes. Like the perfumes that I wear every single day, I track how many uses I'm getting on those, but that is for my daily everyday scent that I wear like out and about. This one I don't do that. So I think through the project I'm going to be able to track how many times I'm wearing this and also how quickly I'm able to use it up. Now my goal is that I use this up before the end of the year. Is that going to be possible? Probably not. If I have not been able to use this up in a year, where I rarely reach for it, I don't think I'm going to be able to use it up in 4 months. At the same time, I want to. That's my fantasy self who wants to spray this every night, every other night, at least once or twice in a week, at least once or twice in a week. And again, I don't spray too much. I just spray like maybe 2-3 sprays. I don't go super overboard. It's a very artificial cherry, like it smells like a cherry candy basically, that kind of a scent. So I think when I'm chilling, it also works better in air-conditioned environments. If you live in a super hot place, then don't reach for this. If you're going to be in an air-conditioned place, then you possibly can reach for it. So yes, we're going to see how many uses I get on this and whether or not I'm able to hit my goal on this by December. Let's see. We will track it every single month and we will see. Moving on to the last product, and this is actually going to replace Carolina Herrera Good Girl because that is what I was wearing every single day to work. Now this is a fragrance which again I don't like. I thought I loved it, which is why I bought it, but I actually don't like it since I have been wearing it. I tried to get as many uses on this as possible last year in the winter. This is Curations by the Good Scent. It's a brand which is not available here in India. It's actually something that I bought from the US, and this is called Solar Floral EDP. It's called a fragrance oil, but it's not an oil, it's an EDP, it's a perfume. Now I want to show you how much I have used this. It's maybe 20%, 25 is a stretch, I feel, but you can see how much I've used it and how much more I still have to use. I used it a couple of times in August, but I didn't count it. I counted it towards my yearly count for perfumes, but I didn't count it for the project pan. But like September onwards, once I'm adding it in the project officially, I'm going to count how many times I'm using this. Now this is going to be my everyday scent that I wear to work because the weather right now is kind of cool. It's not super hot because it's raining a lot of the times, so I feel like I can still pull it off, but I have to be very, very careful and not overspray it. All I do is one spray here, and then sometimes I accidentally spray it a little too much, so I get like 2 sprays on each side, which is like maximum, not more than that. This one I used to like spray like 10 times is how much I used to spray this, but with this one I will absolutely not do that because if I do that, I'm going to be sick. I'm going to puke. I am going to want to have a shower and wash this off myself. That's how strong this can be. And if you are a warm, sweet fragrance lover, you will probably like this. I'm over my warm, sweet era. Like, I don't like super warm, super sweet, super sugary scents anymore. And that's what this is. There is not much solar or so too much floral going on. This should be called like warm sweet. I feel like that's what this is supposed to be called. It's not supposed to be called solar floral. It should be called warm and sweet, or sweet and warm, something of that sort. So I got this from Marshalls, by the way. Now that I'm seeing the label on it, yeah. Anyway, so this is what I'm going to be wearing at least in September going forward. And in October I'm not quite sure because October is like October heat, so it tends to be a little bit hotter in Mumbai. So if I'm not able to tolerate this, I'll probably take it out next month and then add it back again in November. but in September I'm going to be wearing this, and I'm going to tell you how many times I wore it. So that is that. I went a little rambly towards the end when it came to talking about those perfumes, but I wanted to share that with you regardless. And I wanted to share this video with you because I'm so excited for my first rolling plan project update. I'm very much looking forward to this project, and I'm going to be very consistent with it. So let me know if you're enjoying these videos and if you want me to keep doing them. I mean, I'm still going to do them even if they don't get views and stuff, because I am personally really enjoying this. But please share your feedback if you feel like I should add anything. If you're a regular like project panel or someone who watches a lot of project pans regularly, then please leave any feedback that you might have as to how I can make it more fun and interesting, what I can add in. So yes, that's gonna be it. I've been chatting and rambling for a while, so I'm gonna go now. But thank you so much for watching this video, and I'm gonna see you in my next one very soon. Until then, take care guys. Bye bye.